In the midst of the oppressive heat and humidity of the Vietnamese jungle, sniper Carlos Hathcock and his spotter, John Roland Burke, were fatigued from their relentless pursuit of their elusive target. Despite the grueling conditions, Hathcock remained resolute. Through his binoculars, Hathcock carefully observed his adversary, a notorious enemy sniper known as the Cobra, who had become a formidable opponent in their ongoing conflict against the North Vietnamese. However, Hathcock was undaunted, knowing that he was just as skilled as his opponent. With a bounty of $30,000 on his head, Hathcock was determined to prove his prowess. Despite an initial setback, the game of cat and mouse between Cobra and Hathcock led them deep into the dense jungle. Eventually, they found themselves in a tense standoff, each aiming their rifles at the other. What unfolded next would solidify Hathcock's legendary status in the annals of the Marine Corps. Carlos Hathcock served in 2 tours of duty in Vietnam, displaying an unparalleled dedication to his role as a sniper. Standing at 5 feet 10 inches and weighing 120 pounds, he was known for his relentless work ethic, often refusing to take breaks and eagerly volunteering for perilous missions. Such was his eagerness that his commanding officer eventually had to impose restrictions on him to ensure his safety. Hathcock primarily utilized the standard Winchester model 70.3006 rifle, equipped with an 8-power unertl scope, although he occasionally wielded an M2 Browning machine gun. It was with his Winchester rifle that he achieved the remarkable feat of the longest confirmed sniper kill at 2,500 yards, a record that remained unbroken for over 3 decades. As Hathcock's reputation spread among the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese Army, he became known as the White Feather Sniper. This moniker stemmed from the white feather he wore in his bush hat as a personal emblem. His deadly efficiency on the battlefield led to a substantial bounty being placed on his head. While typical rewards for American snipers range from $8 to $2,000, Hathcock's bounty stood at an astounding $30,000. In response to the threat posed by Hathcock, an enemy sniper platoon was dispatched to eliminate him. In a clever ploy, many Marines in the area began wearing white feathers on their hats, confusing the North Vietnamese and making it harder for the enemy snipers to pinpoint their target. Despite being the target of numerous assassination attempts, Hathcock remained undeterred, successfully neutralizing every adversary that attempted to claim the bounty on his head. From a young age, Carlos Norman Hathcock II honed his shooting and hunting skills as a means to support his family, venturing into the wilderness of Arkansas with his loyal dog. Armed with a .22 caliber J.C. Higgins single-shot rifle, a relic from his father's World War II service, he embarked on imaginary missions, hunting make-believe Japanese soldiers. His childhood aspirations crystallized around his dream of joining the United States Marine Corps, a goal he realized in 1959 at the age of 17. By 1965, Hathcock had already amassed a collection of shooting accolades, including the prestigious Wimbledon Cup for long-range marksmanship. Upon his deployment to Vietnam in 1966, Hathcock initially served as a military policeman, safeguarding Army installations and enforcing regulations. However, his thirst for adventure led him to volunteer for frontline combat duty. Recognizing his exceptional marksmanship, Captain Edward James Land handpicked Hathcock for sniper training. Subsequently, he joined the 1st Marine Division Sniper Platoon, stationed at Hill 55 near Da Nang, where he would carve out his legacy as one of the Marine Corps' most revered figures and the deadliest sniper of the Vietnam War. Apache Sniper. In the dense jungles of Vietnam, alongside Carlos Hathcock, lurked another infamous sniper known to the Marines as Apache, purportedly a female platoon leader, interrogator, and sniper for the Viet Cong. Renowned for her lethal skills and sadistic tendencies, Apache operated with a cruelty that sent shivers down the spines of American GIs long before Hathcock's arrival. Described as both beautiful and deadly, Apache was feared not only for her marksmanship, but also for her penchant for torturing captured American soldiers. Her methods were said to be particularly brutal, often ensuring that the screams of her victims reached nearby U.S. Army bases. Operating near Hill 55, the same area as Hathcock's base, Apache wielded a 7.62 mm Model 44 Russian Mosin Nagant rifle fitted with a scope, her weapon of choice for deadly precision. In November 1966, after Apache took the life of one of Hathcock's comrades, he tirelessly scoured the landscape in search of her elusive presence, returning each night empty-handed. One late afternoon, Captain Edward James Land spotted a small-framed Vietnamese woman, accompanied by 5 armed Viet Cong guerrilla members, bearing a rifle resembling Apache's weapon. Hathcock and Land approached cautiously, waiting for the opportune moment to strike. As the woman momentarily lowered her guard to attend to a basic need, Captain Land seized the opportunity, calling in artillery support on the group. Caught off guard, the Viet Cong snipers attempted to flee the onslaught, running directly into Hathcock and Land's path. Instructed by Land, Hathcock swiftly engaged Apache with his Winchester sniper rifle, ensuring her demise with a final shot. In the aftermath, amidst a mix of disbelief, relief, and adrenaline-fueled laughter, the men realized they had successfully neutralized one of Vietnam's most lethal adversaries. Carlos Hathcock found himself in a relentless pursuit by a formidable adversary known as the Cobra, a skilled North Vietnamese countersniper armed with a powerful Mosin Nagant 9130 rifle equipped with a scope. The Cobra's relentless pursuit of Hathcock resulted in the loss of several Marines, including a gunnery sergeant, near Hathcock's own living quarters, fueling his determination to confront his nemesis. Upon discovering his fallen comrade, Hathcock made a solemn vow to exact revenge on the Cobra. While he acknowledged the Cobra's skill, Hathcock remained confident in his own abilities, believing himself to be the superior marksman. One fateful day, Hathcock and his spotter, John Roland Burke, set out to track the enemy sniper in the dense Vietnamese jungle surrounding their fire base at Hill 55. As the Cobra took aim at Hathcock, the American sniper stumbled, causing the shot to miss and strike Burke's canteen instead. Seizing the opportunity, the Cobra retreated deeper into the jungle, leading to a tense standoff where both marksmen found themselves on opposite sides of their initial positions. However, the tables turned in favor of Hathcock when the sun's glare revealed the Cobra's position, reflected off his scope. Reacting swiftly, Hathcock fired at his adversary, achieving a remarkable shot that penetrated the Cobra's scope and fatally struck him between the eyes. Surprised by the outcome, Hathcock claimed the Cobra's rifle as a trophy, intending to bring it home. However, the prized weapon was later stolen from the base's armory, depriving Hathcock of his desired memento of victory. In 1967, amidst concerns about Carlos Hathcock's well-being due to his perilous missions, American authorities made the decision to discharge him from service. However, driven by his unwavering commitment to his country and fellow Marines, he re-enlisted after just 1 week of respite with his family. Hathcock's dedication to his role as a Marine was unyielding, and despite lacking training in other fields, he remained steadfast in his desire to continue serving and protecting his nation. Initially assigned to the rifle teaching team at Quantico, Virginia, Hathcock found himself discontented with his new role and longed to return to the battlefield. His wish was granted when he was redeployed to Vietnam, where he assumed command of a sniper platoon. However, tragedy struck on September 16, 1969, when the LVT-5 amphibious armored vehicle he and his team were traveling in hit an anti-tank mine along Highway 1, igniting a devastating blaze. Displaying extraordinary bravery and selflessness, Hathcock repeatedly braved the inferno to rescue 7 Marines trapped inside the burning vehicle. Despite sustaining severe burns covering 43% of his body, including third-degree burns, Hathcock remained unaware of his own injuries as he focused on saving his comrades. Eventually, other Marines came to his aid, placing him in water to alleviate his burns. Hathcock and the rescued Marines were evacuated to the hospital vessel USS Repose, then transferred to a naval hospital in Japan, and finally to the burn center at Brooke Army Medical Center in Texas for further treatment. The severity of his injuries effectively ended his career as a sniper. During his recovery, Hathcock was awarded the Purple Heart for his injuries and later received the Silver Star for his extraordinary courage and heroism during the amphibious tractor incident. Despite attempts by the Marines to retire him once more that same year, Hathcock's indomitable spirit and dedication to service persevered. At the age of 27, Despite facing mobility challenges and walking with a limp, Carlos Hathcock remained determined to continue serving in active combat. However, recognizing his physical limitations, military authorities decided to assign him to a role as a gunnery sergeant aboard the USS Simon Lake submarine tender stationed in Spain. In 1975, a new commander assumed leadership of the vessel and was shocked to discover Hathcock's deteriorating condition, rendering him unable to move without assistance. Concerned for his well-being, Hathcock was promptly transferred to a hospital, where doctors delivered the devastating diagnosis of multiple sclerosis. Following this diagnosis, Hathcock returned to Quantico's Marine Base, where he played a pivotal role in establishing the Marine Corps Scout Sniper School. Despite grappling with chronic pain in the progression of his illness, he dedicated himself to training a new generation of snipers, extending his expertise to law enforcement agencies and elite military units like SEAL Team 6. As Hathcock's health continued to decline, he suffered a significant setback in 1979 when he collapsed while instructing a class. With his mobility severely compromised and his retirement date only 55 days away. From his 20th anniversary of enlistment, Hathcock reluctantly bid farewell to his esteemed military career, retiring as a beloved and respected instructor. Carlos Hathcock's legacy lives on within the U.S. Marine Corps through the prestigious Gunnery Sergeant Carlos Hathcock Award, bestowed annually to individuals who have significantly advanced the operational employment and tactics of small arms weapon systems, enhancing the readiness and capabilities of the U.S. military or law enforcement. In reflecting on his own survival as a sniper, Hathcock attributed his success to his ability to enter a state of intense concentration, where he achieved complete focus on his equipment, surroundings, and target. Every subtle movement and detail held significance within this concentration bubble. Throughout his service, Hathcock achieved nearly 100 confirmed lethal hits on Viet Cong and North Vietnamese personnel. However, the confirmation process during the conflict required verification by a third party, distinct from the sniper spotter. This protocol presented challenges, particularly when targets were located behind enemy lines, as was often the case in Vietnam. Hathcock believed the actual tally of enemy personnel eliminated by his actions could be as high as 300 to 400. Despite his remarkable efficiency, he consistently emphasized that his primary objective on every mission was to safeguard as many American lives as possible. Thank you for watching our video. We invite you to share your thoughts on the legendary White Feather in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to all our Dark Documentaries channels for more captivating military-inspired content. Stay tuned.